You don't want those in.
No.
That's also already.
Mm. Mm.
Hi, April. Hi, Molly.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm all right. How about you?
Yeah, getting there.
Mhm.
I'm all right. I'm all right. What about you guys? You okay, April? Hi, April. Hi, Molly. Oh, sorry. Let me turn that off. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it on the chat?
Hello. Hello. Okay.
Hi.
Please.
How are you?
Um.
I'm on the chats. If you, I'll speak to you through chats.
Okay.
I have to go.
Ah, shoot. Oh. I'm not very good at typing.
Next.
It's all flared up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't worry. At this time, it gets flared up.
I fixed it. I was getting very confused because I couldn't see anyone.
No, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. So let me put the video. Let me see. Hi. How are you? Long time no see.
Mm.
Yeah. It's all right. I've been listening to your book read. It's really wonderful. And it reminds me of something that my what they taught me, my Reiki master. She told me it's similar things that you're reading, and it's so good. Yeah.
I was starting to listening to it, but then when I was listening to it, I was at my grandmother's,
Yeah.
so I was taking care of her. So
I'm
I
on
missed.
I finished chapter 3. I'm gonna go to chapter 4, then I'll hopefully chapter 5 afterwards. And I
I
love
missed
the
all the
background.
chapters.
You catched up.
Not yet. I need to catch up.
Yeah. Yeah, I need yeah, I caught up. So far I'm at chapter 3, and it's true. And I really love it. It's all about acceptance.
My support group
Yeah.
meeting.
Yeah.
My dad just made me breakfast burrito, egg and
Oh, nice.
So like, she's. I do want to apologize in advance. If I start ticking, I'm very sorry. For some
That's all
reason,
right.
every day it's been ticking.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been getting flares up with my hands and my feet. Today I'm doing okay.
Get back, dog.
Yeah.
No, bad dog. I'm going to hide my video while I eat. Maybe.
That's fine. Yeah. Yeah. Eat up. You need it to eat.
Yeah.
Maybe be able to talk soon.
While eating. Yeah. That's fine.
Yeah. No, I'm used to it. Anyway,
So, how you been with your grandmother's house?
it was good. I just was constantly on alert
Mm.
because she's old. And I
Yeah.
have to make sure she doesn't catch the house on fire because she still smokes.
Yeah.
and she sometimes accidentally light the opposite side of the cigarette.
Oh, with the matches, not a lighter.
Yeah, with the lighter.
Get them.
Oh,
Get them in my.
So she's
Show my pen. Bad dog.
when I got home, all I did was sleep because it was either sleep or very ticky.
yeah. Yeah, I get those little twitches in my face, and then sometimes my speech gets slurred up. But yeah, but keeping up with the power of now, yeah, it's pretty good to read up and follow through. I put it on TV to listen. It's just easier.
Figure out how to put it on my TV because
So
I use my phone a lot.
yeah, no, because sometimes my looking on my phone it disturbs my eyes, so I have to put it on a large screen so I can see it and listen to it, and sometimes follow the words as well. I like reading through. So yeah, I prefer it like that. I don't like actually reading books. I get fed up with books reading it. I'll get bored easily. But if I listen to it, it's fine.
See, that's the difference between me is not that one. Let's use this one as I have a TBR across. I love books, but I
Yeah.
cannot sit still listening to audiobooks.
I could actually sit still and listen to audiobooks. That's a weird thing. We're like opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I actually like watching like documentaries and things like that. I could sit still, listen to that and stuff. But with books, I can't because my eyesight is just like it's unable to sit still and I can't even read it. I have to like keep going forward up the book. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool. But yeah, the background, the wind chimes, the water fountain, listen to that in the background. It's really good. It's like meditating, listening to that to the background. You can listen to if you listen to April when she's reading the book, and when she pauses, you just like meditate in between. You all
I
right?
don't really have a I have a smartphone, but not like super smart, so I can't cast it.
Mm. You
So I'm
can.
trying to.
You have to go on settings to see it.
What? I found Facebook Live on Roku, but it won't let me see anything. Probably because she's not live right now.
So if you go casting and put the entire screen, and then it will show you the whole screen.
Let's see. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm a little late.
Oh God, now it's coming.
So how are you?
Yeah, we're doing okay.
Doing okay?
Yeah, it's a bit
Yeah.
tired than last time.
Mm.
Yeah, just been exhausted.
Yeah, I'm really tired. I haven't been sleeping
Mhm.
very well. Last night was a bitch. I was up most of the night. Not happy.
Yeah, yeah, I was up as well, and it's like I've been doing some diamond painting while I was listening to April's audio
Oh yeah.
reading. Yeah, so that helped me like not think
Yeah.
and just concentrate on it. So
Yeah.
that was really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, still got quite a lot to do. Still, it's going to take me weeks.
Yeah.
to
Oh,
do it. But it's good. It's good. It's a challenge.
yeah. Yeah. I have a
Yeah.
ton of stuff still to do. I still have to go through the
Breakfast.
we have a storage unit. I still have to go through that at some point in time. I mean,
Yeah.
back is really bad. I'm going to the docs on Thursday, see if I can't get referred to a clinic or something, like a pain clinic.
Mm.
It just, I can't do anything without being in agony. It's like, this is crazy. I went to her a month or two ago and she says, oh, there's nothing I can do. And I'm thinking, yeah, but I've been to a pain clinic before and they've done like radio frequency ablation and nerve blocks and stuff like that. So I'm up for trying that again. Anything for relief, right? I have
Yeah.
hydromorphone. I don't want to take it. If I can avoid it, I don't want to take it.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Yeah. I just
But
don't want to take it.
if you got the chance, use it. See if it works. If it doesn't, just leave it.
Yeah.
That-
The problem is too, I have it's really bad bowel issues. So it just bugs
Same.
me up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Same. I
I
have
even take
bowel
Tylenol one.
I have IBS.
Yeah. I'm just the same and just non-stop. Yeah, it's embarrassing.
It is.
Yeah, even trying to go, you can't even go public or anywhere because you don't know if you need to go. And
Yeah.
I don't like public minutes.
Yeah. Mine is the opposite. I have constipation rather than diarrhea. So but
Mhm.
I've ended up in the ER several times
Mm.
because it got so bad.
Mhm.
And that's not fun. The last time was super traumatizing. I said I'd never do it again. So I don't
Yeah,
know. Excuse me, I'm eating my lunch.
that's all right. April's eating as well.
Oh, is she? Yeah, it's lunchtime
Yeah.
here.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm 5 hours
Bing.
yeah, forward. Yeah. Have you tried it, Molly?
Sorry, what?
Have you tried it? Has it worked? The casting.
Oh, not yet. I got
Okay.
distracted.
Okay. All right.
We
What's she
all know I
trying to
have
do? What are you
a.
trying to do?
She's trying to work it out how to cast from your
Oh,
phone to your TV.
yeah,
Yeah. So easier to follow through
yeah.
and always be on the phone all the time.
Hmm.
It's just much easier.
Yeah. I'm just on my
Mm.
laptop, so it works.
Yeah. No, yeah. Sometimes I'm not on that. Sometimes I'm on my phone. So when I'm like
Yeah.
busy trying to do other things, I rather watch it on TV and I could follow through easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. I gotta close the door here. We got contractors in here. They're making lots of noise.
Oh yeah, they're coming to fix up the basement. Yeah.
Oh, man. Come on.
What you been doing now, Molly?
I am trying to figure out the casting thing while also will like to message me right when I'm in the middle of something.
Mm. Yeah, I'm trying to get away from the phone as much as I can. Too addicted to it. But yeah, I need to get away from that for a bit.
Oh, you came
Yeah.
back. Yeah. They're having the bathroom redone. And so they're
I
cutting
don't
tiles
think
and
my
whatnot.
phone has casting
Pretty
at
noisy.
all. I have an Android, so being
Stop making a noise.
That's one dog.
Oh,
That's
hi.
Piper.
I see your kitty. That's a tick. No one has a cat.
No one has a cat?
No, I don't have no pets.
I'm allergic to cats.
I'm scared of
I share
cats.
custody with
Are
a
you?
cat, but
Yeah.
I
The whole
don't.
family is allergic to cats really
That's not me.
badly.
Apparently, the cats are not scared of me, but I'm scared of them.
Oh, is that right?
They just come close to me for some reason, and I'm just like, I don't want you to be near me.
Oh, is that right? That's funny. What's a,
Yeah.
I've
Every time I
heard
go
of a
to
fear
my
of
friend's
cats.
home,
It's usually dogs.
yeah. Every time I go to my friend's home, and then they got the cats out, and she knows the cat has needs to leave. But every time it comes out, it managed to find me.
Oh, does it? Oh, funny. Of course it does. It knows.
Yeah, yeah. For some reason, yeah. But yeah, I'm hoping I want to get a pet, but it'll be
You're gonna
something
get what?
simple. Yeah, something
Yeah.
simple and small. A fish will do. That's easy. That's easy.
Yeah, I've had all kinds of pets in my lifetime.
Yeah.
I had a little, well, I had a 6-foot boa constrictor. I had a little boa constrictor. I had bearded dragons. I had iguana, salamander. We bred
Wow.
mice to feed this one snake. We had to feed the other one rats or guinea pigs. What else? I had so many animals when I was young. Hi, April.
You're getting some rest.
Peace.
Oh,
You're right there, Molly.
Yep.
yeah. How are you, April?
No, 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 doing well at moment,
Yeah.
but
Pirates.
Well-
Okay.
will be okay.
You'll be fine.
Wish I could talk more. What about what put me in this? Triggered this,
Mm.
Yes.
but soon as I can, I will. Has to do with me contacting
Mhm.
governor and state health departments
Mm.
for help.
See?
Had a bad appointment with my PCP Friday.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
I had fired him. He called Sunday,
Mm.
told me he felt like I manipulated him with
What?
seizure.
Oh, no.
I asked him if he's suggesting that I'm malingering. He say, that's not what I'm saying. I said, then how? You're just putting it in different words because you know I can't control these.
No
Yeah.
one
So
can
how
control them.
can these be used to manipulate someone? Then
Yeah, exactly.
he say he out
Ridiculous.
everything I ask him for test.
Mm-hmm.
He say out of scope of practice, and he also does not have anyone to refer me to. I say, so it's apparent all doctor-patient relationship is no longer valid. And I say, I pray for you that none of you or your loved ones ever encounter any condition like this,
That's right.
because you will not know what to do for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
True.
He's saying that that was not fair of me, but my counselor on Monday, when I told her about all the stuff on Friday, suggested I reach out to him because he slammed door, he kicked the stool that goes to table in, all this in front of my stepmom and me, and my stepmom never see him before, so it was first intimidating,
Yeah.
made me cry, then frustrating because I got the sense of being dismissed again,
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
then embarrassing because I think my stepmom thinks I have poor judgment and doctor, and I've had him for over 10 years
Wow.
prior. He's only doctor I've had left that knew me prior
As
to
your
my
main care,
appointment.
yeah, as your
Wow.
primary
So,
care. Yeah, yeah, I got you. Yeah.
so my counselor said reach out to him in my chart and tell him how I felt about his behavior, how
Mhm.
it was unprofessional and
True.
inappropriate to treat someone in that way.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And what was his, I get you busy, and I saw I inconvenience you, but what's your explanation? So he called me yesterday,
Mm.
long argumentative conversation
Mm.
where I say no more. If you come up with excuses after excuse, no more.
Mhm.
So all morning I was on phone contacting CEO,
Yeah.
then going to state, contacting my governor, contacting Department of Health in my state,
Yeah.
and I got got some more resources, but I had to stop there because it triggered all this.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
did not want to miss this, and I still have some insights I want to share, but not with this
Yeah.
kind of speech. But
Yeah.
it does have to pertain to my appointment on Friday and
Mhm.
the book and it pertains to all that, but I just want to be clear
Yeah.
speech to
Mhm.
share, so bear with me.
Is
Might be another
is it easier
date.
to do it in the morning for you?
Yes, but other people, different countries, different time zones can't
Mm.
Yeah.
be on Zoom for
Yeah, but they could wait for a bit if you could do it like early in the mornings for now until the flares like stops and
what time is it for you right now?
5:30. It's in the afternoon.
It is 12:30 my
Yeah,
time.
it's fine. Yeah.
So if I did 8 or 9, you
Yeah.
still would be doing day for you.
I'll
But
still be daytime.
people in Australia would not. And
Mm,
if I do 8 or 9, those on west coast of Canada and US be
Oh,
like
early in the morning.
4 in
Yeah.
the morning.
Yep.
oh, okay.
So it's well,
Sydney.
it's all recorded and it will be live YouTube. They could always go back and rewatch my
Yeah.
insights, and then we can schedule another one to discuss if they have questions or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the idea, I guess.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it'll be right now in Australia. What is it now? 2:30 in the morning the next
In the
day.
morning
So, yeah,
or 2:30.
2:30 in the
Oh
morning.
dear.
Never get up.
Sydney,
Get up.
yeah, I'm looking at
Let's
Sydney.
see, it is 8. It's
Uh,
8:30 in California, 7:30 Alaska area. I know those because I have family, and my sister used to be travel nurse in Alaska.
Oh, is that right? Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
she loved it. We have different blood, I think. I tell her, we used to tell her growing up she was found in trash can. Now I tell her I was the one found in trash can. We have different blood. She gets too hot, and she's living in Florida now. Gets so
Yeah.
hot easy, and I get so cold. I mean, the scenery of Alaska looks so beautiful. I've never been. Looks so beautiful, but I could not tolerate temperature. I hate going to Indiana. Temperature kills me, and my family from Indiana.
Mm. So what's the time difference between?
I miss
So you're on the West Coast,
East Coast.
East Coast.
Same time zone as me.
East Coast.
Okay.
East Coast.
Yes, and I think Molly, same time too, right? Or
I am.
hour
It's
different.
12:31 right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
Okay.
Okay, yes, I figured same time. There's a few others that are all same time as us three as well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it's hard to try to accommodate every one of these time zones.
Yeah.
That's true.
It is. That's true for sure.
Mm.
I mean, I can always assign someone to facilitate meetings and make different meetings for those when I like in middle of night and I cannot,
Yeah.
and it works better for them. I could always do that and put that out there for someone who wants to do that.
Mm.
But you guys don't even need me facilitate. You guys have been all getting on here good, and I'm proud of you for
Yeah. Try to
continuing
be here.
visiting each other. So,
Yeah, we're trying. Yeah.
so I miss you all.
Yeah, we
Me
miss
too.
you.
Miss everyone.
I have missed.
Yeah.
Yes,
Having our regular chats.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
I
but
feel
me, yeah,
I feel like
Anna,
a good bond with you all.
Yeah.
yeah,
This is my first one back in a few weeks.
yeah.
You
Well, for
oh,
me,
your
it's
wife,
like
me
last
then.
time,
I
last
was
week.
on Sunday.
I've been having
I
mental
wasn't on
issues.
Sunday.
We all have those. That's
Yeah,
fine.
it is fine.
Always one of us, but I think there's one time I wasn't there. I was there listening in the background, but there were some new faces. So
That's
yeah,
exciting.
yeah, that was
What
I can't.
do you know what day? So I know maybe that's a more busy time.
I can't remember. Let me check.
Wednesday or Sunday? Probably not.
Well, I was here
I don't
Sunday.
see much activity
I think it could be on a
for you.
Tuesday.
Was it?
I think it's a
I
Tuesday.
didn't figure this was an active time for many people to be on at
Is it Tuesday or
noon.
Wednesday? I can't remember which one it was. Because I said I said that there were some new people around that time.
I can go back, look at text, see the time stamp on it. I remember you texting that to me.
Yeah. See, my eyes are not so good.
I might still do reading if I can get some rest, and do one this afternoon. I will not get to be outside because it's raining all day.
No.
Yeah.
It's
It was,
making
it was lovely even listening to the background. I loved it.
Yeah.
I do too, but someone said it was too disruptive.
No, it's like meditating kind of thing, noise. I liked it.
I like it too.
I like the sound of running water.
I liked it too, but I got a little overstimulated.
Yeah.
But I was trying to listen while watching out for my grandmother. It was too much at one time.
You do, yeah. You got, when you're listening to that, you have to be kind of in a quiet
quiet
place
place.
on your own.
I used to have a
I can't-
pond in the last house that it was about 12 feet long by about 10 feet across, and it was 4.5 feet deep, and it had a big waterfall on one end. It was so nice. I hated giving that up. That's one thing I really miss about that house.
Yeah.
We're back onto a river here, but it's a real quiet river. It's not like a rushing river.
Oh, I love sound of water too, like
Yeah.
sound of rain,
Yeah,
sound of waves.
yeah. I had speaker pillows and
Yeah.
speaker.
Yeah, I got that as well.
Yeah, I like that. It's good.
I got one. I also got one with,
Oh,
for
I
the
do
eye.
too. Yeah, headband one. Yeah.
Yeah.
What is
So
it?
up to
I use
anybody else.
that when I go for ketamine because it's really, really good for blocking out, and I have the sound on my ears, so it's really good for when I go for ketamine.
Yeah, 'cause I've got
What?
the same thing as you do. I've got the same thing. Even April's got it as well.
Yeah.
But my right one, I've got hearing loss in my right one.
I
But
got a little bit on my left.
Tinnitus,
yeah,
the ringing.
yeah,
yeah.
got that.
Oh, yeah.
But I can't remember if it goes on both ears or not.
When it gets really bad, it's like in the middle of my head, like both ears. But today it's not quite as bad, but it's in my left ear today. More in my left ear than my right.
My dad has that from working in steel mill most
Oh,
his
yeah.
life. It damaged some hearing and caused that.
Yeah.
He has hearing aids, but prefers
too.
not to
Got hearing
wear
aids.
them
Yeah.
so he don't have to listen to us.
I do that. I do that to my family. Especially my niece and nephew, and when they're like running around and making noises, I
There's
just
a noise.
shut it down. Yeah,
Yeah.
just close. I know that I'm not listening to this.
Yeah. I get it.
It's just
Yeah.
easy. Like right now, it's nice and peaceful and quiet, so it's nice. Sometimes I don't like wearing because it hurts sometimes wearing them all the time with the glasses. It hurts.
Oh, right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So were they given to you for the tinnitus?
For both actually. It's actually for the hearing loss on the right side.
Okay.
Interesting.
Because this is
Yeah,
nice
I want to go.
and it's quiet in here, so it's it's fine.
What
Yeah.
Is
about
he lost
you,
part
Diane?
of everything?
I can hear the ringing noise on my left. That's it. That's it,
No, mine is really loud. It just drives me crazy.
I know.
Do they,
But
You can't,
Diane?
it's like Yeah, I watched this, I think it was, I don't know what it was, some crime show, but anyways, some
Yeah, I've got
girl,
like
she put a drill in her ears and killed herself because she had so much noise. I said, well,
yeah.
not that drastic, but sometimes I just, it's like, because you can't
My
turn it off.
goodness. You,
And,
Molly,
and you know what? It stresses me out because it gets really bad. And then I get stressed about it, right? Because I can't turn it off. And it's just
you
so
have,
annoying.
did it give you hearing aids?
Not yet.
you
That's
should get
something I
one.
have to do. I have to make an appointment to go to the audiologist to see about doing something about it. And I also need to go to the optometrist because I only have one pair of glasses, and without them, I'm blind. So I need to get another set of glasses.
Yeah, me
Mine broke up here.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
glued
Oh,
a month after I got them, and they would not replace them. So I have to wait till my yearly, which is coming up in August, so I can get new
New glasses.
then. Yes. But my vision changes every time I go to
of
doctor.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mine does
yeah.
too.
That's the same thing that happened to me.
Yeah.
That's why they put a prism in my glasses because now it's stable. That prism is stuck now
Oh, is
because
that
for the
right?
past 7 years
I had, yeah,
wearing different types of prisms. I've got
yes,
bifocal.
Yeah.
me too.
Mine are trifocals.
Oh,
I don't
wow.
have them.
Okay, never try that one.
Me
I
either.
have
That'd be
glasses. I just don't wear them.
So yeah, I
I
got
have
bifocal.
had
Go
prism
ahead.
for 1
Yeah,
year, and then
yeah.
this last time they took it out, but I think I need to go back
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I'm noticing a lot
to.
more different visual issues
Yeah.
that are not that don't appear to be like your typical near and farsightedness.
No, I know because I have the same thing. And when I'm trying to read, I'm trying to get beyond it, but so I still read, but my sentences are like all over the place on the page and everything's
Yeah,
fuzzy. So it's really hard. And I have to really like squint to see the page.
Yeah,
you have to keep it like
almost
a large font.
Yeah,
with or
it's
get
hard.
Yeah,
magnifying glass.
Yeah.
I've been having to, because when I read to you guys, I have to
yeah.
hold books far away because my close up is worse than my far away.
Yeah, I
So
hold mine further away.
I have to hold it far away, and then I have to use my bookmark to
To write
slide
yes, for the sentences?
because and
Mhm.
yeah
Yeah, I jump all over the place if I don't have
oh
a
yeah,
bookmark.
but sometimes I still lose my spot if I move, and it moves the bookmark, and that's why I end up rereading. But I think that's okay because I think everything happens for reasons, and rereading
Yeah.
must have needed to occur, so it's okay.
Yeah.
We have to reread a section I already read. I strong believer that everything happens
I
for
just
reasons.
finished
Good question.
a book called How to Change Your Mind.
Yes.
Um, it's about like psychedelics, but different from ketamine. It's psilocybin and whatnot, and all the research they've done and whatnot. It was a really good book. It was a really interesting book. And now I started it When the Body Says
I
No.
watched the movie, Diane. Did you watch the movie?
No.
The documentary? There's a documentary, How to Change Your Mind. It was a two-part. I watched that. It was really good.
Oh, was it? Yeah, because this book was amazing. And what I experienced with ketamine, it's really hard to put into words. And so when I read it in the book, and how some other people put it. It's like, oh yeah, that's a good way to explain it, right? Because they likened it to like if a caveman back in the caveman days, and he was doing a cave painting, and they zapped him into the middle of New York City and then zapped him back to his cave. He wouldn't know how to explain what he'd seen because there are no words for what he'd seen, like a cell phone and traffic and all of that sort of stuff, right? And it's kind of the same thing when you have this ketamine thing. But you come out of there like the first one I ever had, and I came out and I said to my husband, you know what? Everybody needs to experience that once in their lives, because it's like
I'll try not make.
the great beyond, infinity and all of that sort of stuff. And it's really cool. It is really cool. And it lifts your spirits so much. It's just, yeah.
Mine
It's amazing,
reminds
actually.
me of Outlander. I've been watching new
Oh,
season of
Outlander, I read all the books.
Outlander. Love that show.
I know. I can't get it because we don't have Netflix, but I read all the books. There's like
Yeah.
9,000 pages of reading, right?
Yeah.
But it was really good. I really liked it.
Sorry, ladies, that I missed jumping in, but hi, Christina and
Hi,
Brandy and Gemma
Jessica.
and Jessica.
Oh, we have lots here now.
See,
I remember Jessica, yeah. And Christina, I remember as well.
I'm on my phone, so I can't see every person in one screen
Yeah, on the screen.
unless I'm on computer.
Yeah, I'm on my computer.
You see us all?
Yeah.
I see us all, but I'm on my phone.
I
Yeah.
don't know
Yeah,
how
if you
how you doing?
swipe your screen on your phone.
Thank you. That helped
Sure.
me. I see you all pretty faces. Hi, lovely ladies. So good to see you all again.
It is good to see everybody.
I miss you all and been so busy with symptoms and fighting for the greater cause.
Yeah.
So once
Good
I
on you. Good for
can
you.
get more stable with my speech, I'd like to share all that stuff with you all.
Mhm.
So patience is a virtue.
Yes, it is. It is. And take your time. You need to rest. You need to rest and chill.
Going.
But I am excited about the reading with you all. I just wish I could bring you on. I don't know how to bring people on live on Facebook.
Oh,
I saw
yeah.
there's a link at the bottom to request to
Yeah.
join you.
Or to join you. Yes, there is.
Yes. And
Oh,
I
like
click
a-
on it. When I
I've
click
never
on
clicked on it.
I clicked on it and then it says sending invite, and then it pops up saying unable to add contact.
Yeah, I think we
Oh.
have to join in to you.
Oh,
I haven't tried it
Or-
before, but because we get that link at the bottom and says, if you
Yeah.
want to join, click this. So if we clicked it, I think we could join you.
because you,
Yeah, I think it has to be on our on our end.
Our end. Yeah.
Yeah.
okay,
Done from our end. Yeah.
Mhm.
I got you.
Yeah.
I tried.
You can try it
try
next
seeing
time.
Those that have sent a button that says wish to join or something.
Yeah.
I click on that, send an invite. Sometimes then all it does is spin at the top
Oh.
and tell me unable to add contact.
Oh.
So I don't know if that's internet lagging
Might be.
issue.
You wonder if you have to be, do you have to be friends to join someone else's live? Like
I don't know.
Facebook friends? Probably
I
not.
don't
know.
They
know.
probably don't
Someone-
That's
care.
possible. Yeah.
We can play around with it and try.
Yeah.
I don't think
Different-
so, because when I had a page when I was trying to raise money for my Gelding's eye surgery, I went live on his page and I had people joining. We weren't Facebook friends.
Oh,
So yeah, it's weird. You know, Facebook's weird. All that
Yeah.
I'll have to try it and
stuff.
see.
Yeah.
Maybe
But let's
I
go
would
live and then see.
Yeah.
send a message, April, when you're gonna go live, and then we'll all try.
We'll try.
Okay.
Then we'll crash it, and then we know it won't work.
Yeah.
I might also try because I read on my phone. Maybe I might try my computer because sometimes the computer has more capabilities. So
Yeah.
I might try it that way.
Maybe there's too many trying to join, and maybe that's what's happening. Too.
That's true. That could be it.
But I like to can't remember. I'm so bad at memory, but can't remember. Someone suggested book club. I think it was Ashley. And I think that's a great idea if you all want to continue doing that. I do have all of Eckhart Tolle's books that I can read another. And I forgot to mention, because I just saw it yesterday, because I'm slowly moving things from my RV here to my dad's, because I have to sell my RV. I cannot live alone, and that's too far for anyone to help me.
Oh, yeah.
So I bought some of my books, and I realized there's a journal that you can buy that specifically goes with the power of now.
Oh, is there?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yes,
interesting.
I need to pull it out, and then I will show you next reading what it has in it. But I think that if it's really good, it might be great for us for or practicing of that, which I've been trying to do every day. And yeah, I got a little tearful on phone twice today, so wasn't quite in that power of now. I let my emotions take over, but I feel better now. Like, even though I'm symptomatic, I still feel a little more at ease and some more
Well, that's good.
peacefulness. Yeah. How are you, Gemma?
I'm having a good day today, actually. It's nice to see everybody. It's nice to see you again, April. I know you seem to be having a flare up. They're not nice. I normally only have a flare up for a day or two, but for the last it's been consistent for the last 3-4 weeks. So today, thankfully, I can communicate. And the way I feel now is I would feel really rubbish compared to what I felt like 6 months ago. But compared to
Yes.
what I've been the last 3 weeks, it's I could dance in the street in comparison. I can sit here, I can be in light.
Oh, that's
I can,
good.
That's
so yeah,
wonderful.
Yeah.
it's been good.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, my son in the background there. Sorry, it's just the time of day it is. But I am. I've just had some bloods taken because I don't know if there's something else going on other than FND. I went to the doctors and was like, I'm struggling. They're like,
I had all
oh,
my blood
it's
too.
yeah.
Showed
May
nothing.
I ask what
Showed
kind?
nothing. Yeah.
They did everything.
Mhm.
They took 5 vials of blood, so they did.
Did they do any genetics?
No, that they didn't do. They
This
were
is
looking
part
for autoimmune and stuff like that, but didn't find it.
that I
I
can't
did
wait to
that.
share with you on some of the researches I've found, because my insight has to do with the fact that I've realized that because FND does not show up on any sort of test, that they that that many an exuberant amount of doctors go do their basic MRI, CAT scan, blood work, blah 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 blah
Yeah.
blah, talk to you, hear the word, or ask you any past trauma, look at your medical history, see you've been on antidepressant or
Yep.
anxiety, and
Yep.
boom, stop
I
it
totally agree
right
with that.
there. They no longer go further testing.
Yep.
And recently I have encountered several different conditions that have very similar symptoms of FND that we aren't being tested for, and some are genetic, some are
Oh, interesting.
autoimmune. And
Yeah.
what other problem is that we know that when generation after generation after generation, if a mutated gene gets passed down, it could either worsen or better.
Better. Yeah.
And one specific one that I'm really strongly, deeply within my gut and heart feel that I personally have is called Anderson-Tawil syndrome. And back when it was first discovered, it had a lot of facial deformities per se, like low set ears, wide set eyes, big forehead, and it was very distinguishable. On top of this that I have with my pinky, the curling in,
Yes.
and the
I know that's
webbing.
genetic.
Yes.
You know why?
And the,
Because my grandmother was visiting here from England when my daughter was born. And my daughter was born with the same finger. And my grandmother said to me, "Oh, she has my finger." So my grandmother has the same thing. I have it and my daughter has it.
yeah, my grandpa's both sides had it. My aunt has it. My sisters don't, but the other physical feature is webbing between the
toes.
second and third toe, and with the mutation that's changed, you can have subtle features. They're not as prominent as they used to be. So therefore it's being less picked up to see if you have,
Yeah.
oh, well, I look at you, you look nothing like the old
Yeah.
thing. But my sisters and I, and most of our children, all have slight webbing between second and third toes. The finger,
That bent finger.
the bent finger, and then all
Can't
these.
straighten it. They won't straighten it.
Yeah, it not straighten.
No.
And these are part of this genetic thing, but doctors are not wanting to test because I apparently don't have ugly enough face.
Yeah.
They want to think it, you have to be ugly in appearance, but that is no longer the case.
Yeah.
I think they also look at the outward expression of a disability and go, if you have more features of that, you must therefore be more severely affected, when that really
Yeah.
has nothing to do with your internal experience of your disability or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's like you got to wait until it's obvious for you to believe that I need treatment, and that there is, like, I can cope, but I need treatment in order to thrive.
Yes.
Right. And
I
here's
love your
the
braid.
other thing. If it is one of any sort of a different condition, treatments are so different than what FND treatments are, and we could be lacking what is highly critical.
Yeah.
From what I have researched, the periodic paralysis Anderson-Tawil syndrome has an issue with the channelopathies in the muscles taking and receiving potassium, causing a signal to be disrupted to the nervous system, which then executes symptoms like FND, the shaking, the paralysis, the tremors, the seizures, the walking, the speech, all of that. And the cure, there's no cure, of course, because it's genetic, but the standard care of treatment is a dietitian teaching you what you can and can't eat to cause flare-ups,
Oh, yeah.
and taking potassium. And when you feel a flare-up that might be more out of control than home methods, then you go in for potassium infusions. If it's not treated, it can lead to destroying the heart. I have also got preventricular contractions I've had most of my life, meaning, which before I really knew medical things, I always thought, oh, that's just like that's like a muscle spasm, but it's happening in my heart. So it's like a flutter feeling. So I dismiss it, but it was caught by a doctor when I went in because I was sick. And she's like, do you feel that? I say, yeah, it happens all the time. She's like, oh my gosh. She do EKG, sets me up with a cardiologist, and he tells me they're benign and harmless. But as time has gone by, I have developed bradycardia and low blood pressure so bad enough that I have to constantly see cardiologist, where eventually I may have to be put on pacemaker, which my grandfather with crooked finger had pacemaker.
My dad had pacemaker.
See, I'm saying we can prevent that if we knew for sure that may be what we have instead of FND. And I'm not saying everybody, but we might even have this and FND, you know?
Of course. I've got
But at least,
so, but I don't know which one. So it's
right. But at least if you had the treatment for the one, well, it's diet and potassium intake control, you would be less likely to have flare-ups from that particular genetic disorder. And if they help, then and most of the symptoms go away, then maybe FND was not it at all. Or if it helps somewhat, you still have symptoms from different triggers, then maybe you have both.
Yeah.
So
I find that if you've got FND, years later, you'll find you have something else.
Yes.
That's that's how I know now that I've got autoimmune disease as well, but that came after, like 2 years ago.
Oh,
So, which I didn't know.
But
So, but I have the symptoms, but I didn't know what it was.
are they treating that autoimmune disease?
And seeing somebody, a rheumatologist, I saw a hematologist last year, and they told me I've got an autoimmune disease. But I did my own little private testing, like a genetic thing, where they just do a test through saliva,
yeah.
Yes.
and it told me quite a lot of stuff, more
Oh, is
than
it?
my yeah, it does through your saliva. They tell you a
So
lot of things.
does it have any specifics? Like, can you write down, I'm looking for specifically this gene that's linked to this, or is it all genes?
You have to pick. I picked DNA for the brain,
Mm-hmm.
one for DNA for information, and
What about muscle? Did they have that available?
no, I haven't checked that one. I'm gonna check it, go through it, because I was waiting. It took me like a couple of weeks, like 6 weeks actually, to find out the results. I just got them yesterday, and I was
Wow.
like, see, I knew something was going on. I was like, yeah. And so I've got like information. Definitely, I've got information of the autoimmune. That's what's creating it.
Hmm.
So, what's it say? Can't really say it. Rheumatoid arthritis. That's one. And then I've got celiac as well.
Oh,
So
geez.
yeah, so that's what. So now I know why that's what when we say the
Yeah.
brain, the gut, and also it's all talking to one another. It's just like it's affecting you with your
Yeah.
FN. So
You know
now
what?
yeah.
We are actually probably, even though we feel like we're cursed, we're probably blessed because we are able to seek more wisdom because of our condition
Every
than
day's a
just
learning.
about anyone else. And we learn not just our FND, but we go further. And you know what else? It creates a sense of deep compassion in us that there are so many people of the world are lacking.
Yeah.
So I think we all have very special roles and unique talents to offer so many people. And go ahead.
I really resonate with that because I think having the perspective now, like I've got an older child who had ADHD and two now younger that do. And before, when you're going through learning about how not that you don't have control over your actions, but that impulse there is so hard to control. Like, so when they say, like, why did you do that? It's like they didn't do it because there's no pause between the thought and the action. It's almost simultaneous.
Yeah.
And now having a body that doesn't respond when I think it should, and then does do things when I don't want it to, really pulls out that your mind to go, oh my gosh, like how much control do I have over everything? How much time, and gives you that, like you said, that compassion that goes, all right, well, let me listen to them. Let me really understand what this experience is for you, because mine is so drastically different than it was 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. And so getting down to that root and the understanding that we're all out here doing our best.
Yes.
and
Yeah.
giving people space and grace.
Yeah.
Amen to that. And that's really important. And that was one of my biggest, which I feel like I've succeeded in achieving goals for this entire group, was to show each other compassion, understanding, and have the same fight for the same causes. And I could not have been more blessed to have a group like you all. You all are you are like my family. And it's deeper than just family to me, and it's very invaluable. It's priceless. I'll just put it that way. It's priceless. And despite interruptions of my flare-ups, trust me, even if I did find out I had something else, I'm not leaving you guys, because I have learned so much about the FND that my cause is for that, for people with FND, and make sure there are mandates set everywhere that all doctors should do continuing ed courses yearly on these types of disorders.
Yeah.
Definitely
So,
yearly. The science is so fast moving when you're at the level of following the FND researchers. But like, when's the last time your neurologist looked at the latest? His last
Yeah.
year of med school, or
right. And my neurologist, which one of my neurologists, because I've had 12 since I developed FND.
Yeah, I've seen quite a lot of them. I don't know which one is which. So, yeah.
So far, the only ones I've encountered that were somewhat intelligent with a tad bit of knowledge on it were the ones that diagnosed me. But that's where it stopped. They did not have very good suggestions on treatment, and then there was a dismissal. Sorry
Yeah.
about your luck. And the thing is, what totally baffles me is that I have seen a neurologist for almost 20 years for my neck, my back, and my headaches. And now no longer do a single one want to help any of those.
Yes, you're right about that. I have the same issue.
Yeah.
It's like, what? All of a sudden, these don't matter now that I have a FND label? It's everything now is psych in your mind? That's absurd.
It is absurd.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
My hand is getting jittery holding the phone, so I look shaky. I'll put it in my
That's
other
okay.
hand. That's more still.
you need the phone stands. I want to get one of those like that hangs over the bed and you can just put it,
Oh, that's a good
Oh,
idea.
you know,
that'd be brilliant. Yeah.
just
And
too much to do with
I
all.
do have a phone stand somewhere, but it's probably at my RV, which might be getting next trip. I can make it there when my dad and my stepmom help me.
You said before there about you just mentioned neurologists and things. It's funny what you said before about them just assuming it's FND, because I went to see the GP the other day because my symptoms have got worse, and I was wondering if there was something other than FND going on. And she was like, "Your symptoms are FND," and I'm like, "But I haven't told you what my new symptoms are." All right, what other than? It's like, you're saying the symptoms are FND. I haven't even told you what my symptoms are yet. what you're saying at. And I don't know if all of you have access to neurologists, but I only got access once to a neurologist and then
I
was
did too.
discharged.
Yeah.
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 That's what I'm trying to fight
I'm
for
no
now,
longer a
second
patient.
opinion.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I could call up a neurologist and go in, and I'm telling you, every single one that I've called up and went in, pretty much tell me the same line of crap. Go see pain management and psychiatry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
noticed that with mine. What I like about my hospital system is when I got diagnosed with FND, they assigned me automatically a neuropsychiatry social worker that's just for neuropsych.
Yes.
And
Mm.
what happened is they do like this comprehensive review for the non-epileptic seizures, the FND, and it was like a 3-hour interview. Where I
Wow.
had interviewed with the one, I interviewed with the social worker so she could get up to date on all the therapies I've done, interviewed with the seizure person, and then interviewed with a psychiatrist for another 45 minutes. Then they come back at the end and they're like, yep, you're doing everything you can do, so keep going. And it's like, cool.
Yeah.
I'm still not employable. I still can't drive. I still can't. Some days I can't talk.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Mm.
glad I'm
No.
walking again. I'm very happy about that.
Good. That's
Oh,
really
that's
good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
very good. I
Right.
say to my counsel yesterday that I'm on a journey looking for at least a new primary care physician. And I said it's going to be rough because, well, a man doctor thinks deeply and logically, and a woman shows more compassion in general.
Mm.
So how am I going to find exactly that combination in what particular doctor? So I'm going to I almost feel like I want to do consultations on phone before I like an interview, you know? Interview. Do I really want to hire you as my doctor? How much are you going to listen to me before I hire you and before I let you see my medical records that you prejudge me? And here's an example why I mean this. As a teacher in the past, when we got assigned our new students for the school year, we had access to all their files. I chose not to look through them. One tip a teacher gave me before. Because if there are tons of write-ups or situations from teacher in past of their behavior, I might cause a preconceived judgment on that student.
Yeah.
When truly there might have been just a relationship communication barrier with the teacher prior.
Yeah.
So I take all my students as new, fresh, light, and energy, and eager to start. The only things I would look at were, of course, I had to look at their IEPs to make sure I had their goals set. But I would look at, what exactly is their disability in learning so that I can better help them. But I would dismiss all negative comments. Teachers, not that a teacher is writing it like, bad mouthing a student, but write up after write up after write up of, oh, I saw this behavior. Sometimes everybody's different, and some
Everybody's
teachers
different.
tolerate things differently than others, and same with students tolerating a teacher than others. So I always took it as you're giving all these students a fresh chance of everything. I'm not going to judge them on what they've done before because it's not right, and we're just going to start fresh and we will learn together. And I'll do my best to do go above and beyond. And I actually would go to parents' homes. I actually would call and talk to them on my off hours. And this is something I actually said to my doctor. And I said, you have given me that preconceived judgment now that you have looked into FND.
Yeah.
And you no longer see me as the April you were first treating before this development.
Yeah.
Sure.
And this is where our relationship and has to end. And I want to find that person. I know there's one out there. We can't be all, not everyone in the world is lack of compassion, but you think about it, it's like doctors, I presume, go to school because they intend and want to help.
Help
And they
people.
like science and they like compassion. And there's something driven by their desire to be a doctor, just like
Yeah.
a teacher. Same thing. And sometimes once you get in the field, you do start to realize, no matter what field it is, you start to realize that the politics behind what runs that field can be so burdensome
Yeah.
for the person that's in the field that the reality of what you think you're going to do, like as a teacher, like all this excitement and compassion and desire to help, starts to diminish, not the desire, but the ability to do it starts to diminish based on all the political necessities of paperwork and I personally feel unnecessary nonsense that takes away from the true caring and the true educating. And I believe it also happens in our healthcare system. I know it happens in our justice system. I know that for a fact. And it's a shame that the behind the scenes, the higher ups that forget what it's like when they were in our shoes, when they got the power into their heads and forget about what it's like being the teacher, being the doctor. But when they take that higher position and put all these mandates on them, put yourself back in those shoes. Are you going to like these particular mandates and all this extra paperwork that's going to take you away from why you originally wanted to become a doctor or a teacher in the first place?
Yeah.
It's a shame at how these things work.
The prejudgment of doctors is always scary because I have a new doctor. I'm seeing
I
on
do
the
too.
18th.
Yes, it's scary. That
I
is
do
very
too.
scary.
She's very young. She doesn't know anything about FND.
You know
I'm
what?
scared.
Fresh
Many-
eyes, Molly.
What?
Fresh eyes. Sometimes don't take your medical records for your first appointment unless you've already had them sent.
Oh,
Let them.
he has access to that.
Oh, because I think when you get a set of fresh eyes without the history yet, and you can then sense that doctors, how much time they want and effort they want to put forth in your treatment. If they don't feel right, and it doesn't feel right, then you find someone different.
Yeah. They say that this doctor likes to complicate cases. Like he specializes in.
Oh, that's good. That's a plus.
But he had to have access to my records because he ordered me an MRI,
Well, I'd like to
which
hear how that appointment goes and what you think.
it's on a Tuesday at 11 something, so I'll come on after.
Yeah, I'd like to hear that because my mind was thinking fresh young doctors, even though they may not know fully still because it's not being taught enough in medical school. But a fresh new pair of eyes sometimes have the mentality of let's take on a challenge or let me figure out, because they're new and they're new into the research and what's out there, and they know that there's enough information and technology nowadays that so many conditions should not be treated as all are. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I also think they haven't had all the compassion sucked out of them when they're a new doctor as well. The system hasn't broken them yet.
Right, precisely, exactly. That's also true. So sometimes, you have to weigh. You find one that's been experienced, but has to be experienced in that specific specialty, or you find someone fresh, new, out of college with their eyes that have not been corrupted, and they're eager to learn more, that want to take on a challenge, but have that compassion to care.
Oops.
So there's some out there. I'll have to
April,
try.
you mentioned earlier about, sorry, I've got a bit of brain fog still. As I say, most of my symptoms are still here. It's just the obvious ones aren't. You'd said earlier about mental health that they seem to blame that for FND in the sense of, oh, well, go get therapy. I don't know if everybody else has had the same problem, but I had that problem with my GP.
Always.
Yeah. Well, I found something that actually helps. The first time they were like, before diagnosis with FND, they were like, it's anxiety and COVID, even though I'd tested negative and everything. And all right, I'll go. I don't believe it's anxiety. We're fine. I'll go to do your therapy. Went to an anxiety and depression therapist. So I had the anxiety woman say, yes, this is not anxiety. So I had a professional write it down, contact the GP, and was like, this is not anxiety. My last GP appointment that I mentioned, where she was like, oh, it's FND. Your symptoms are FND, and I'm like, I haven't told you my new symptoms yet. She also like blamed therapy. And I'm like, no, I'm in therapy. You told us to go to therapy. And she's like, oh, let's have it. Oh, yes, you're with this person. How many sessions do you have? I get this many. Oh, well, you've just started. The symptoms are likely to be a result of the therapy. And don't get us wrong. I know when you're going into in-depth therapy, it can have an effect on you. Absolutely. I'm like, it's not. But okay, so she tried every which way. And what I found worked was I spoke to my therapist and told him. And he was like, tell us your, I don't think it is, but tell us your symptoms. And I'm telling, and he's like, no, absolutely not. So he is now writing a letter to my GP stating all the symptoms that I've said and making it clear that these symptoms have got nothing to do with my therapy. And I'm hoping it'll have the same effect as the anxiety person they sent us to originally, that they tried to blame it on anxiety, to get this pushed forward. So at the very least, if they're saying something is mental health and you then go get treatment, you can then get that therapist to contact your doctor or GP if they're trying to blame certain things on them, and you've got a professional backing you up, and that seems to make all the difference. I actually listen to you if you've got a professional behind you. So I found that last time. So it's just an idea for you. I'm hoping I don't know if it'll work this time. He's confident it will. I'm confident it will. It did work last time with anxiety, so I'll let you know. But if it does work and they take us more seriously, then that's something others might consider if they keep
Yeah.
blaming mental health. Get the mental health team behind you to go to the doctors and be like, no, it's not that. It's not that.
My
So
mental
fingers
health
crossed.
is only affected because they dismiss me and don't listen to me.
Yes, same,
Yeah.
Like,
exactly the same. That's why the
like,
therapist contacted them, because it was putting us off therapy. I said, I regret ever saying I had depression all those years ago, because that's all you looked at.
Yep.
right,
Exactly.
And
right.
they don't like that.
No,
No.
So it's just a thought.
they
Past,
keep
past,
saying trauma every time. You got a past trauma, you got a childhood trauma, and it's
Yeah.
like it's nothing to do with it.
right.
It's like
Hello,
it's
we can get over those, right?
Yeah.
We can get through those and get over those. That's not, that's rubbish to me as well, because I swear that that's why they stopped testing for further things,
Yeah.
because they see those words: trauma, anxiety, depression, or a history of taking
Meds.
that because your
Yeah.
doctor insisted that that was your case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or blaming the medication, as you say as well. So
Oh yeah, that was the
yeah.
other thing. I hadn't even gone that far into it, but I have found so much research, even doctors that have been taking benzos and antidepressants themselves, that have encountered very similar symptoms of FND through their withdrawal when they had to come off, and it lasts a year or two or longer for them. But I honestly have not been a big fan of big pharma.
No, me neither.
I just feel that there's been I don't know, it's my own personal weird idiosyncrasies, or my personal conspiracy theorist thing, where I feel there's a little bit of tainting of our medications for things, but I feel like the big pharma, I would prefer to try more natural approach, like what we're doing with the book. If we conquer that state of being and that state of now and presence, boy, they all better watch out, because we're gonna go in and show them a thing or two about a thing or two, won't we?
Yeah.
I
But
feel like we're getting a weird perspective on life because of this disease, and
Yeah.
it's putting you on the fast track to self-awareness.
Oh, beyond, yes. Oh yeah. And the mind, we were forced into mindfulness before a counselor had to teach us mindfulness. We had to become mindful of what our triggers were. We had to become mindful of how we felt right before maybe a seizure. We had to become mindful about so many things, and then mindfulness just became a part of my natural thought process. And then I thought, let's go beyond and take this mindfulness to a deeper level. And that's what I was thinking. See, I was asking my counselor, my therapist, which I don't feel I need at the moment for any sort of anxiety or depression. But I have an issue with developing boundaries and keeping them. And I think Diane also would understand this, because Diane and I have very similar pasts with some relationships we've had. And when I get I will set my boundaries, but following through with them, I get intimidated,
Yeah.
or not to know how to respond or react in the situation yet, and that's what I want to work on with my therapist. And I told her that. I said, I had I practiced it. It was easier to practice with not people that are in your life so much,
Yes. Strangers.
such as
Like, yeah.
like my doctor that I
Yeah.
did. So I went in with a boundary in my mind, and he crossed that boundary. And I told my therapist, I said, however, I started crying. So I didn't feel like I had successfully stood up for my boundary.
Yeah.
She said, well, in that situation, his behavior exhibits those failings when what Tolle would say pain bodies to come up, and but if you linger on them, because I told her, I said, I'm proud that I only had one seizure when I went home, and then I kind of just didn't go into the depths of, oh, here I go again, that woe was me, they all go through this and that and da 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 da. But I went into it in a mindfulness way of thinking, of processing what had transpired and why. And then I said, I don't know how to go. I don't know what I should have done differently to show he crossed my boundary. And so that's when she recommended me send him a message. And then he reached out and made an excuse that he felt manipulated by my seizures. But I was like, sorry, buddy. You just crossed that boundary, and this relationship is over. Filed. Well, I mean, not that I pay him, but Medicaid, no reason I should have my insurance pay for them anymore if he's not going to.
Man, the way I would
cross boundaries.
I'm so grateful for the way that you are now, though, because like thinking about probably 3 years ago, would you have had the ability to be like, you know what, I'm going to turn around and send a message about this. This was unacceptable treatment.
Oh, probably never. No. Probably never. No.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So I sent that, and then he called, which my mom sees him too. And she says, don't be surprised if he does call you and, kind of change his mind and does read the articles I gave him and blah, blah, blah. Well, no, he called me based on my response. He hadn't even read the articles yet. And so we had a few words, and I was not ugly to him, but I was abrupt enough to state that you've gone beyond my boundary, and this is unappreciative, and this is uncalled for, and it's unprofessional how you behaved, and it's apparent that you either feel frustrated that you can't help, or you're frustrated that I'm a bother to you and you dread having me coming in, or there's something else on your end, because there's no way I would ever make a seizure to manipulate someone.
No.
Because they are so painful. And that's when I said, I really do pray for you and your family, or anyone else out there, that God forbid they ever have to go through it or watch a loved one go through it, because the support on the other end, it's difficult. I can imagine how difficult it is for a loved one to watch us go through this. And then to top it, him being a doctor, if he can't fix me, how's he gonna fix one of his family members if they got it?
Yeah.
And I even told him, I said, why can't you consider me as if I said, what would you do if I was your daughter, your sister, your aunt, your wife, your mother? What would you have them do? I'm coming to you. You're my doctor. You're my professional. What would you have your own family member do if they were in my shoes, in my condition and position?
you would do something for them. You would go out of your way to find referrals for them. You would make excuse to test them for things. You would find them the things that I'm requesting. So why can't you do that for me?
That's right.
That it's like he has lost that part of why he originally decided to be a doctor.
Yeah.
So
Similar.
not that I'm dwelling on it, but I processed it all and I learned from it. And that was important. I learned from it. It gave me insight because this is part of the insight I wanted to share with you was what I've gathered all this research and this and that. And I can recall two incidents in my life that I was able to encourage doctors that wanted to slap a label or wanted to dismiss two of my children for two different things. My son has a genetic disorder called tuberous sclerosis, and he has multiple brain tumors and tumors on his face, tumors in his eye, and now as an adult in his kidneys. But as a child, I mean, his condition could have been a lot worse than it is, a lot worse. But as a child, about second grade, we started to notice that the teachers and I started to noticing more ADHD-like behaviors. But I was also not a fan of, let's go in and just tell the doctor and then we're going to slap a label, put him on meds.
Yeah.
And I say, you know what? I need you to prove to me it's not something else. Prove to me his brain tumors haven't grown. Prove to me that something new hasn't developed. Prove to me. And you know what? She did. She went and did new MRIs. She did different scans. And nothing significant had changed other than his own behavior. So I said, okay, fair enough. You did what I asked. You've proved it. You showed me. So what do we do from this point? Great. Then in November, before I developed FND, my second child, my older daughter, ended up with a staph infection in her armpit. And of course, it was Good Friday, and gosh forbid, I'm not going to hospital right away. I gotta get those deals. Not Good Friday, Black Friday shopping right after Thanksgiving. So she goes and does her shopping, and I say, "Look at the arm," and I'm going, "You can't avoid it anymore. It's spreading. The redness, the swelling, it's spreading. You got to go in." So I went with her to emergency room. The doctor there, you know how they draw outline just to make sure it's not spreading past that outline. And he did an IND. He had to do an incision and drainage. And he said, come back on Sunday, then he would take the packing out. And I said, are you here on Sunday? Because sometimes I don't have the same. I want to be able to have the same doctor.
Yeah, you want to see the same doctor.
He knew what he was talking about. He was smart. And he said, yes, just make sure you ask for me when you come in the ER. And these are the hours I'm working. So I did. And he took it out. And he had, of course, changed to antibiotic. But he also referred to a surgeon, meaning it's not quite. I want you to follow up with a surgeon just in case. So, which was great. So I called her pediatrician and say, okay, this is what's going on. And we noticed it was getting worse. It had ended up, or lack of grossness, but ended up looking like a very old, heavyweight man's armpit with wrinkles and so fat and puffy and bright red and flaming. And I'm telling this to, I said that
he said follow up a surgeon tomorrow. And the only surgeon that he gave me said they can't see her for a week. Do you have any other recommendations? So she gets us a different surgeon for the next day or Sunday. No, Monday, Tuesday. Monday night comes along and she is even way worse than ever. It has now gone down her arm, hit towards her heart, and it was left side, towards her heart, and up towards her neck. I'm in a panic mode. I lost my grandfather to sepsis. This stuff can get traveled this bad and get to the bloodstream. Is she
Yeah.
going to become septic?
Yeah.
I take her back to the emergency because it was evening and there was no doctor's office open. Take her back to the emergency room and totally expected her to be admitted. And they were like, "Oh, she's on all the right stuff. Blah 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 blah. There's not much we can do for it. She already had an IND. Da da da." And I said, "Whoa, ho, ho, ho. Look at the lines the doctor drew first, and now look where it's located. You prove to me she's not septic. I lost my grandfather from sepsis, from a kidney infection. Sepsis can come from any kind of infection.
Yeah.
Prove to me she's not septic before you just get us out of here, because I'm not settling for that. And I really think you need to admit her. No, we don't have any beds. One thing after another. And then they said, well, the blood work shows she's okay. And I'm like, well, show me all of it, because they were just telling me this stuff. Show me them. I'll look up my own parameters and stuff on this. So they did. I didn't see any sepsis stuff, but at the same time, she should have been admitted for IV antibiotic therapy because orally it was not working. We go the next morning to the surgeon. He came unglued and called the hospital immediately for a direct admit, and then called the emergency department and yelled at them for not admitting her. Lo and behold, not only did she have still the infection, but they used chlorhexidine to clean the area rather than iodine. But turns out she has a severe allergy to it.
Oh, jeez.
So it just added one problem on top of another.
Mm.
But it was the same kind of thing. Prove to me it's not something else. And that was part of my insight, that as I was processing all this, laying into the now, in the present, without letting it, I was using the past as a learning tool, not diving into it as, hell, well, and taking and going into that whirlwind of downward feeling, but using it actually being in the present moment as I was processing, it actually brought back the memories of those 2 times that made me realize, wait a minute, I've had this done before. I could do it again. I can have a doctor prove to me it's not something else. And if you're crossing those boundaries. So this book has been doing amazing things for me, where I'm my best, even though I need to practice, but I did not allow that occurrence on Friday to ruin my weekend, or his phone call for that matter.
Mm.
I got frustrated this morning and was in tears on the phone several times, but that I think was more out of exhaustion and being led to one place, to another place, to another place. 2 people to me deeply, but just like that run around, and I'm just like tired of it. But I do value the 2 people that listen to me deeply. Actually, one of them was the assistant to the governor, and I said, I hear you typing in the background. Are you taking all my notes of everything I'm saying? And he said, yes. I go, please, I beg of you, send this information straight over to Governor Ron DeSantis. I want him to
to know what is happening. I vote for him. I value him, and I'm one of his. Somebody he represents.
Mhm.
So if he can't help me, am I gonna vote for him again? It's just things that needs to be made aware. And I told him trust me, I told him about my group. I said, I'm going to say this about my situation, but I can vouch for 25,000 people in one group and 2,500 in my own personal group that have the same issues over and over again in the medical world. I can prove by our YouTube meetings. I can prove, if you want to jump and see all of our complaints on our Facebook, I can prove that our medical system is failing thousands. And that's just the ones I can prove. There's
Yeah.
others out there that aren't in these groups that
Yeah.
I can't say things for.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I brought forth the attention that, hey, I'm not crazy. I'm capable of running a group with the assistance of all my wonderful, compassionate peers who will step up and take over when I can't, or fill shoes in other areas because we all know what we are going through. And we all have probably what I call the movie Last of the Mohicans. We all, the last of the Mohicans when it comes to any sort of compassion.
Yeah. True.
But I even said I was not going to talk earlier, but sometimes talking does just help bring me out of other symptoms. So
That's okay.
me and my blabber. Oh, I miss Chrissy. Is Christy leave? Christina, did she leave?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see her in
I
here.
think so.
Yeah, she left. Go back down here. Oops. Oh no, I don't know how to get on this. Back down here. Okay, good. Jessica, you were the one to help my memory. You're the one that said you used to work in medical. Before.
I used to work with Medicaid. I've been an income maintenance caseworker, which is doing eligibility processing applications for food stamps, cash assistance, which is TANF, and Medicaid. I worked in the juvenile justice system as a secretary for our girls between the ages of 13 and 20 that were in there for the most serious crimes at that age, because we were the highest correctional facility in the state. And then became a massage therapist for 7 years. I've worked in the funeral industry at a cemetery for 2, which is what I did before this. And I've been wine sales and retail and all that other stuff. So I have had my own personal experience with migraines my whole life. And then a lot of those it's just dismissive responses from medical professionals. I'm feeling very lucky at this time. I feel like I have a competent team of doctors that do, for the most part, take me seriously. But I do think a big part of that is having the relationship with the social worker, because she spends more time with me than anybody else. And so like when the social worker talks to the neurologist, it's almost like she's vouching for the fact that I'm telling the truth. It's kind of like a weird thing where like she gives me more validity for them to hear what I'm saying.
Validating.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's like after the doctor talks, because she was kind of saying like, I told him like you've done the FND Hope course, you've done this somatic thing, you've done that somatic thing, I've been in therapy for probably a better part of 30 years. Let's be real.
Me too.
So like if I do another DBT, CBT thing, like I'm not opposed to it, but like, dude, if it was gonna work, I feel like it would have worked by now.
Yeah,
Free
exactly.
side.
I've done it twice and it's, yeah.
Exactly. May I ask you, how do you get a social worker for you to work like that? Because when the hospital offers, our hospital system offers a social worker, all they do is ask me, what kinds of needs do you have? Do you have housing needs? Do you have are you access for food? Are you access for driving? It's
Yeah.
not like an advocate more per se. It's a more of a resource provider.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's done that and provided me with some paperwork. I think the biggest resource that she is for me, the positive I've felt is the relationship she has between my psychiatrist at the hospital, the seizure neurologist, and the FND neurologist. Because they're, I guess, like the PNES seizure, they have their own clinic. So I have two separate neurologists for two different portions of the FND umbrella. And the bigger thing I've had her is that she's been the one who gathers all of my medical information from my therapist too, and helps assisting with some of the previous medical documents. And she's a resource for my Social Security disability claim, and writing back to them, yes, she's 100% disabled. So I think a lot of that work has gone to her, to filling out those forms more in depth. But it's really not more than, like you were saying, she can't give me anything tangible, you know.
I understand that, but like for advocacy purposes, like what she's doing some advocacy for you, it sounds like.
Yeah, she kind of is.
How do I go about obtaining one? Should I ask Medicaid, or because since I filed my doctor?
I would say I would almost be like, have you, like when you talk to your neurologist, be like, have you spoken with, like, your social worker should be getting the bigger picture. And then I would think, and then also,
no one ever signed.
Oh, that mine was auto assigned. Maybe you have to request one from, or if there's a patient advocate at your hospital.
See, April, I was gonna call Medicaid and ask, because when I asked Cleveland Clinic, when I asked Dr. Yu and them, they got me a social worker who then turned me to find a social worker down here. Like they wanted me to find one locally, because I see Cleveland Clinic and they're 2.5 hours away, so they wanted me to find one closer to me.
What does that one do for you, Brandy?
Well, I haven't found one yet. So.
Oh, well, you're feeling me the same boat now, because what I really feel.
I used to have one when I had when I had got out of the hospital. Sorry, my landlord just moved in. Now my dogs are going nuts. I had a caseworker back when I, had got out of the hospital a few years back, and she used to come to my house, and I don't know if you can hear me. Let me put them on the porch real quick. Hold on.
Okay. But I want to find a social worker that not only provides, like the one at the hospital that my psychiatrist referred me to. This basically was like, it was more like housing and food and living standards, and with nothing like they wanted to go back and work in conjunction with the other team of doctors.
I want a medical advocate.
Yeah, I want one that works like yours is, Jessica, that works as a team with the doctors that will help advocate. But the ones that my doctors send me to, it's like, oh, okay, my job's done. I gave you the resources. All I have of stuff.
I wonder if
that's why
mine
I
is
asked for one
through Cleveland Clinic because I
Yeah.
wanted to work with a neurologist. Like that
Yeah.
was my point of asking one through them, not because I wanted one closer. Like I wanted them to work with Dr. Yu and stuff.
Right. That
It's
makes
Like
like
that
they need
was
to be
my
collaborating.
point. Yeah, that was my
just
point of
feels
having
like-
a social worker.
Mhm.
Like because like
exactly.
if something happens to me, like that was she would be the one or whoever would be the one to communicate when I
Right.
couldn't.
Like an advocator too.
Yeah.
On top of a resource
Like
provider.
my voice kind, you know, like
I think
was- I
that
feel
that's just a standard practice for University of Michigan, Michigan Medicine to assign you for that department. I don't know why. I'm happy about it.
I mean that's
Yeah.
a good thing, yeah, Jess.
You
I mean, that's a
know,
really good
excellent.
thing. 'Cause
So-
that would be nice.
Well, I'm
but-
gonna try.
It's
I'm
not like I
gonna
got an
ask
approval for Social Security, but
I will ask my Medicare and my Medicaid both, and we'll see what I can come up with. Because I don't know what else. And if Brandy's got Medicaid, she doesn't ask your Medicaid too. I'm still.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask them.
Hey, Brandy, did you ever end up? You have an attorney, or did you ever try going with that
I
attorney?
do. I do have an intern. I have Larry Booth. He's from around Cleveland, so I had to go to. I did a medical source statement. It was my second medical source statement, which was last Tuesday. I did it through OT. And then when I came home, that's when I had a seizure. That's why I have to go see. That's why Dr. Yu and them think I have dysautonomia now. And I have to go get tested for POTS.
Jeez.
So my lawyers we're appealing my Social Security. But
Good.
he's waiting for that medical source statement to appeal. So
Good.
I don't know if if Dr. Yu is now waiting for me to go see the neuromuscular center to finish that.
That's what
paper
I
or
want.
not.
I want a neuromuscular. The one I scheduled with
Mhm.
is
That's
over
why
a
I was
year
like,
from now.
yeah, I wondered if anybody else had seen. Like, it was crazy because like the very first time that I had went to Cleveland Clinic, I was scheduled with a dysautonomia. I was scheduled with Dr. Josephine, who was a dysautonomia specialist, and I was like bouncing, like my tremors were so bad, like I couldn't. It looked like I had Parkinson's. It was so bad, and she goes, "I don't deal with this," and she sent me to Dr. Yu because I was so outwardly shaking because dysautonomia is like inward.
Yeah.
It's your organs and stuff. So she had sent me to Dr. Yu, and that's when it's funny because now I'm going to go back to Dr. Josephine and be like, I'm back, I'm your problem now.
Okay, Gemma. Thank you for popping on, Gemma.
Yeah. Oh, I got to go
No
talk to my
problem,
landlord.
sorry,
I'll
it's
be
just-
back.
Okay, guys.
I didn't realize it was after 7, so I'm gonna have to go.
That's fine, honey. It's good to see you.
have a good night.
You too. I hope everyone has a good day or evening. I don't know what time it is where everybody else is. But enjoy your day. Take care,
too.
guys. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, that's a really good. I really like the sounds of Jessica's social worker. I want something like that.
I mean, I think everybody should have one.
But I'm
Maybe
not-
next time I talk to her, I'll ask like if there's a standard for program, like is that a recommendation? And that way, if there's some sort of standardized medical recommendation that they use for people with this type of disability.
Yeah, good. Because I don't want to move to Michigan for one. Sorry.
Oh, we've got lots of lakes.
I lived in Indiana, but I cannot handle the cold.
I'm so glad I didn't move south because I can't handle the hot now. I used to love it.
I need it in between. I need a total in between because right now it's become all rainy, hot, muggy season.
Yeah.
And
and not only is it thick, heavy, makes me sweat like no tomorrow and triggering, but the mosquitoes are just becoming
Yep.
ridiculous.
Yep.
So
Mutant.
that's the porch that I sit on with the twinkling water. I wish was screened in, because I would then sit out there in the evenings where it's a little bit cooler and less, and the mosquitoes would not attack me. But the mosquitoes are so bad in the evenings, just want to carry me away. Well, disgusting little things, but
They're awful. I'm so allergic to them. I puff up and like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My daughter's like that.
oh my gosh. I remember a picture from me like at 14 and I got bit at camp and on top of my shin, it's like a little mountain. It's just so ugly. Like, oh.
I have a little nephew that gets the same way. He gets them on his face, and they're just like enormously huge. Like,
Yeah.
well, their
poor
eyes
thing.
shut and everything.
Yeah,
Awful.
it is.
Yeah, I found out. You should also watch out. He might be allergic to bees if he's got that major histamine reaction. I got bit by, stung by yellow jackets a couple years ago and almost got compartment syndrome. My arm like grew. I mean, I'm not joking. It was huge, tight, beet red. And I had to sleep with my head above here because I didn't want to worry about blood filling in and getting stuck. So just watch out. Maybe he might need an EpiPen.
Did you have one?
I'm supposed to have one. No, what I did was I ran up and down the hill. So I was pulling weeds in my yard, and there was a yellow jacket nest in the ground. They're chasing you because they're so aggressive.
Yes.
So I'm running up and down the hill trying to freak out. I know my neighbor's allergic to everything under the sun. She's not allergic to bees. So I'm knocking on her door, running away because they're still attacking me. And then I'm like, there's bees!
Oh my God.
Breezeway. And I'm like stripping my clothes off because they're in my shirt.
Oh no.
Like, it was unbelievable. Her son at the time was like 2, I want to say. And he comes in trying to figure out what to do. He was so cute. He was like, she's in trouble. He's bringing me like a bottle and a blanket. And I'm like, bee!
Now it sounds like an episode of the Funny Home Videos.
Yeah. Oh, it was so bad. And she's like pumping me full of Benadryl, ended up going to the ER later. Oh my gosh. I was like,
yeah.
I don't know how much Benadryl I had in my system.
I'm not allergic to them, but I'm allergic to pain. That's what I always put down on my allergies, is pain.
You're allergic to pain.
So when I get stung, the pain instantaneously will trigger something.
Yes.
And even when I was a kid, like I used to run from them all the time because I remember accidentally sticking my hand leaned against a railing, and there was a nest, and I got stung 6 or 7 times. Oh my gosh! Oh, it was horrible. I do not like pain. Never have been able to tolerate it.
Right.
Big wimp. So yeah, I'm one of those fools that would just run around all over the yard too. It's after me.
You should have seen, because I lived on a hill, so I was like hoofing it.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God. And I was right next to my house, but like they were at my front door. So if I would have gone in my own house, they would have it was like 3 feet from my front door. So they'd just been in there with me.
Oh yeah, no. Yeah. Too bad there wasn't a pond you could jump in and hide.
I think I ripped ours out at that point. Yeah. That pond was so gross.
Oh boy.
Fun memories.
Yeah, right.
Funny now.
Yeah.
Not funny then. I couldn't massage for like 3 weeks because my arm was.
Of course. Not funny during the episode, but yeah, I look back and think about it. Yeah. Like the things we do. Oh.
Okay.
All right, ladies. If I can, I'm going to get some rest so that I can attempt to finish reading chapter 4
live on Facebook a little bit later this evening. If not, I would do it in the morning.
Have a good day. I think I'm
Have a
gonna
good
go
night.
too. My kids are home from school now. It's only half days.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
children everywhere.
I'm gonna go. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Like always,
Bye,
you know I
everybody.
love you all.
Love you
Take
all.
care.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.